All right, guys, we are live once again. Let me adjust this camera real quick here. All right, so I wanted to share some things that came in today from Sweetwater Music and Sound. I'm just pulling up my laptop here so I can respond to your questions here, guys. All righty. So while we're waiting for everybody to come on, I'm just going to pour my Sunday evening brewski here. This is the Rome City. I'm huge on supporting local, by the way, guys. This is Rome City, and it's by Brew Hub. It's a brewery here in Lakeland here. So I see some people coming on. Dave says, good morning. Dude, it's nighttime here. Dave, I forget where you're from, man. Hayden says, good evening. Thanks for joining, guys. So I wanted to come on and just kind of share some gear that I received in the mail today, but more importantly than show you, hey, this is what I got, why I got it. You know what I mean? So I wanted to share with you guys like why I got these three particular items that I'm going to show you here in a second. So Dave, you're from Australia, dude. I so want to visit Australia like really soon because I mean, I've got like a lot of our YouTube audience is in Australia, and I'm finding that out even more so every day. And just seems like a really cool place to live and cool place to visit. So I definitely want to go there at some point. But yeah, guys, thank you for joining, by the way. Let me have a sip of this real quick, guys, and we'll get started. All right, so I got a ding on the doorbell today, and it was well, it wasn't Sweetwater, it was the FedEx guy delivering Sweetwater gear. And I don't buy gear that often, guys. I'm not a gear junkie, for one. Let me disclaim this right away. I'm not one of those people. It's like, well, I gotta have like 15 different guitars and 14 different amps. I'm making up numbers, by the way. And, you know, like 24 different pedals or whatever. I'm not any of those people, and I respect you if you are, because if you have the money to collect gear, that's awesome. I don't. You know, working for myself, I have limited resources, so I had to really be careful what I buy, and it has to have a specific purpose. So that's kind of the key to this video. I'm going to share with you guys what I got in this recent order and specifically why I got it. And I think this video will help some of you like actually save money in buying gear. I hope so anyway. That's part of the goal. So guys, let's get started. I know it's a Sunday evening while I'm doing this, and a lot of people just aren't on YouTube this time. So thank you guys for joining. I will keep this video out. This will be posted on YouTube as soon as we're done. I'll leave it out there for everybody to watch. So yes, I got the ding on the doorbell today, and of course I knew this was coming. So the first thing I got, I want to share this with you guys. I have not opened any of these boxes yet. The first thing I got was this MXR device. Now, what could this be from MXR? Now, a hint, as some of you know, and again, I don't buy gear that often, I bought my very first tube amp, the EVH 5153 EL34, just a couple of weeks ago. That arrived. And guys, I'm telling you, I've been playing guitar for 30 plus years. Is it 30 years? Something like that. Since 1990, I suck at math. No, but I've been playing that long. Guys, I say this because I don't want you to think that, well, Jason's just like loaded and he's buying all this gear. That's not the case at all. You know, that I spend extremely sparingly, which again, that's why I'm doing this video. I'm going to show you guys what I bought, tell you why I bought it. But so to go with that, I bought my very first tube amp because I plan to play out live a lot more this year. So one of the things I needed to get with that, and we're just going to open this up here right on camera, live on camera, was, dude, this thing won't even come out. they've got this pedal like really embedded in here with plastic. So here we go. Oop, I'm gonna drop something there. Was the Smart Gate, and let me take this plastic off, guys, because I know that there's a glare on the camera here. But no, I reached out to my Sweetwater rep. My Sweetwater rep, his name is Ben Porter. He is awesome. I love Ben. He's so cool. And the thing about Ben and just Sweetwater in general, and I'm not affiliated with Sweetwater at all. I mean, I hope to be at some point. I hope like maybe they'll say, hey Jason, let's affiliate, dude. You know, that'd be awesome. But at this point in time, we're not. I can't get this plastic off without a knife, so I'm just gonna share. Look, you guys can see it. It's a Smart Gate, the MXR Smart Gate. What's up, Raymond? Thanks for joining, dude. You have to have a gate, a noise gate, or some kind of noise suppression. As most of you, I know I'm kind of going over newbie stuff here, but I've got a lot of newbies. I've got a lot of advanced guitarists on my channel, and thank you guys. I've also got a lot of newbies on my channel as well. So, and guys who are just starting out playing guitar, welcome, like 110% welcome to this world of guitar playing. It's awesome, and I want to encourage you 100% plus, like another 100%. I know the math doesn't work, but I want to encourage you to keep playing, man. Seriously. So this is a noise gate, Smart Gate by MXR. This was like, I think it was like 128 bucks. You know, I'll be transparent on the pricing here, guys, because the thing about music gear is priced pretty much the same everywhere. You just go with the people that give you the best customer service. I always encourage you guys to go local if you can. If you've got a local music shop that's not a chain, definitely go that route. Or even, I know Guitar Center and some other places are local too, so you know that's cool too. I mean, you really can't go wrong buying gear really from anywhere unless the people are just complete jerks. I like to buy from Replay Guitar Exchange here in Tampa when I can, but when they don't have stuff that I need, I'll go to Sweetwater, which really is kind of most of the time. Anyway, so this is my noise gate, guys. I just got it out of the box. So it's the MXR Smart Gate. Now, I asked my Sweetwater rep, Ben, about several different noise gates because there was like a Behringer noise gate. There were several other different types of noise gates. There's actually a Zuul, Z-U-U-L noise gate, and that's from the Fortin amp developer. But that thing was like over 200 bucks. And I'm like, you know what? Unfortunately, I'm on a budget. I've got a budget. And I was hoping to spend less than 100 bucks on a noise gate. This was like 128 and change. So again, and Dave, you support local as much as you, yeah, I do, man. I say my guitar shop here is local. There's two guitar places close to me. One is Replay Guitar Exchange. That's deep into Tampa. It's a pretty good hike for me. When I can support them, I do. But like I said, it's like, I mean, with traffic, it's like, it can be an hour drive. There's another place called Dark Horse Music in Plant City, which we're like in the, if you're familiar with like Tampa, Florida area, we're in the Seffner, Brandon area. So Dark Horse Music over in Plant City, I support them as much as possible as well because they've got some really good people over there. But anyway, so I bought this, a lot of the bigger stuff that I can just get right away, I'll go to Sweetwater because I've got a really good rep there. Again, his name's Ben Porter. He's awesome. So the Smart Gate, what I like about this is there's like a switch on here. There's like a full hiss and like low knob here. What does it say? Full, mid, and hiss. So there's like a full, mid, and hiss. So you can kind of control how much noise you're cutting out. And there's a trigger, there's a high trigger range, which guys, I'm not gonna pretend to know what that does yet because I haven't used it yet. And then you just got with your one level. So I like the one knob. I'm real simple-minded, guys. I like, just tell me what knob to turn and where to turn it, and I'll do it. So I've got the one knob there. I'll probably leave it around that. And these other controls, I'm actually gonna have to read up more on what that does. But this, again, is for my high-gain EVH. You guys can't see it now. The EVH 5153 amp that I got a couple weeks ago. So that was the first thing. I've got two more items to share with you guys, so hang tight. Now, one more thing. You may have caught this in my last live video. Last weekend, I was visiting my hometown, Pensacola, Florida, and I went to a local music store there, Blues Angel Music, and I picked up, same brand, the MXR Classic Distortion. Now, I am using this as kind of like to tighten up my amp tone. I'm not using this as an overdrive or whatever, or distortion. So I'm gonna use these together, gate first, my distortion box second, And of course, my distortion is going to be turned all the way down. I'll probably cut my output up 50%. So I'm going to be trying this out. This video will come probably next week, guys. I'm going to give you guys a full, like a full shebang of the EVH 5153 50 watt head and cab with EL34 tubes. So that's coming next week. But again, this is what I got today, the Noise Gate. And this is what I got last weekend from a local music store in Pensacola, Florida, Blues Angel Music. The Blue Angels are like pretty like famous jets. They're part of the Navy, and I don't know if you guys know who Blue Angels are, but that's real popular in Pensacola, you know, with the Navy base there. So that's the two things I have. This came in today. This was last weekend. So this I clarified that because this video is supposed to be what I just got today. All right, so I'm gonna put these away, guys. Next, let me look through, see if there's any questions. Hans, thanks for joining, dude. So you're saying you wonder how my new gear compares with the Bias FX. You know, I'm actually going to do a comparison video on that. You just pointed out something really good. I've been playing with plugins for years now. Actually, I recorded my first 4 albums using amp plugins, virtual software. And hey, Craig, what's up, dude? Thanks for joining, man. But I think I should do a video on Bias FX versus the real EVH 5153 amp. So look for that, guys. Look for that up and coming. So let me share with you the second piece of gear I got today. And this is going to go with my live rig here. Sorry guys, it's Sunday, and Sunday is like my prime beer drinking day. It's just like a good time for beer. So the second thing, I got this iSpot Pro. Now, I'm going to pull this out of the box. You guys may have seen this before. Some of you guys may use it, but this is basically when you're playing live and you have a lot of pedals. You know, those pedals either need a battery or you've got to plug them into the wall or something. So I don't like to use either of those. So this is just a power source for those pedals that you can plug into one location here. Now, I already see they gave me a bunch of cables that comes with this. I just dropped one. Power source here. And I've got like a buttload of cables here, and I guess this is for, I don't even know what this is for. We'll find out later. But got a lot of cables here to connect different pedals. As of now, I've only got 2 pedals to connect anyway, but I do plan on adding a delay and maybe a chorus. So I wanted to get this ahead of time. But this is, so it's called the iSpot, right? So it's called the iSpot Pro, the CS7 Pure Isolated Power by TrueTone. So that's what we've got next. Now you can see, there's your power source back there. That'll plug into the wall or whatever power source. Now in the front here, now you can see what this is really used for, guys. You can plug like a buttload of pedals in here. I just like using the word buttload, but a lot of pedals. So my noise gate, my overdrive pedal here. When I get a delay, it'll go here. When I get a stereo chorus here, and that's honestly, that's probably all I'll use. But yeah. So the TrueTone iSpot Pro, that was the second thing that came in the mail. And you know, I wanted to get this in advance because again, I didn't want to be, I've done this in the past when I used to play live years back. You know, you've got all these pedals and you've got to find a power source for each one. So you end up running a power strip, right? You end up running like a power strip to your pedal board and you plug each individual pedal in. And that just created, man, that created a lot of noise. So I'm really glad. This is one of those, guys, this is one of those things, if you're playing live, it's not a sexy component. It's not like, man, I got this new pedal, check out how it sounds, or I got this new guitar amp. It's just one of those things like, hey, I got a new power source, yay. But I think, you know, I think it's totally worth it to get one of these. Again, iSpot Pro. And guys, for you guys that are joining in late, I'll kind of just briefly at the end of this video, I'll go over everything that I got in today's order. So this is going to be, we're going to put this off to the side now. Now, one more thing I got today, and this is totally separate from everything else that I've gotten so far. And again, guys, I am not boasting to show off my gear. That's not, you know, like I buy gear sparingly. You know, I know a lot of people's like, hey, look what I got today. Look at me, look at me. It's not that at all, guys. I probably haven't bought new gear. I buy probably new gear about once a year. And then I'll go through a spurt where I may not buy anything for like 3 or 4 years. Depends, you know. Like last year, I bought my first 7-string guitar, but that was because I wanted to record a new album using a 7-string guitar. So there was like a hardcore purpose behind that. And then I made sure that that investment I made in that guitar, and I bought a new interface too, I made sure that that investment in that gear would ultimately pay for itself, you know, in the long run, and it did. So anyway, I'm not like a gear junkie. I'm not like trying to show out, look what I have. That's not the purpose of this video. I just wanted to share this with you guys. So the second thing I have, and the reason I got the EVH amp a couple weeks ago, and the reason I got the Noise Gate and this little box, the iSpot Pro, you guys just see, because I do plan on playing out more metal, so that's going to be happening soon. Now, second to that, I've also been in a second project, as some of you guys may know. I'm in a group that we formed called the Flow Bros, F-L-O Bros. And it's totally not metal. It's not even close to being metal. But it's a project a good friend of mine and I started, and I'm actually playing acoustic in this side gig, and he's a classically trained pianist, like phenomenal pianist. So he's gonna be playing, you know, piano, and we're playing more like 80s like style music, but we're writing our own music too, like it's really just kind of fun stuff. So it's not a metal project at all. And I got a question here from Raymond. Are we planning to do a live concert soon? We do. We're actually going to be playing. So for you guys in the area, in the Tampa, Brandon, Florida area, we're planning to do the open mic night at Kill and Curly Winery in Plant City this Thursday. And I don't know what. Let me look at the calendar here to tell you what date that is, guys. Today's what? I'm recording this on the 15th, so that's going to be on the 19th. So we're planning on playing at Kill and Curly at 6 p.m. on the 19th, this Thursday. Now, guys, that's assuming that the place is open. I know this whole coronavirus has got, you know, has closed a lot of things down. You know, this crowd, of course, won't be a big crowd. It's not going to be like 250 people. It's probably going to be like 20, 30 people. So, you know, that being said, we'll probably still play. But anyway, yeah. Yeah, it is crazy, Dave. Yeah, I'm sure it's crazy. I'm sure it's crazy everywhere, dude. This thing is like and I don't want to talk too much about the coronavirus because, you know, I only know what I've read about it and what, of course, what we see on the news. I haven't dug really too much deeper into that, but I do know that, you know, any one of us could be carrying it. So we definitely want to be conscious of, you know, I guess cutting down the places that we go, because even if you're carrying it, you're healthy. Let's just, for example, you're healthy, but you could be carrying the virus. You could spread it to someone who isn't healthy, you know, so that we have to be conscious of that, obviously. I won't be like shaking hands or hugging anyone at this event or anything like that, you know what I mean? We'll keep the distance, try to play some good music for everybody. So anyway, on that note, since I am playing acoustic a lot more these days, I'm going to be anyway, I just took it out of the box here. I got the ToneDeq. This is for acoustic playing, guys. This is like an acoustic preamp, but it's got like a lot of effects, like delay and reverb. I think there's even, and I don't even know what all this thing can do. I think there's like a loop, a booster, or whatever. So I wanted a better acoustic sound because we just got a PA for our live gigs. So I'm like, well, I need something to make my acoustic sound better. So yeah, I was really excited to get this. I read a lot of great reviews about this product, guys, and I've got another good friend, John, who has used this in leading worship for a church. So I'm like, well, and he's one of the guys that I really trust his opinion on gear, and he recommended this as well. So out of the box, here it is. It's very lightweight too, man. The Fishman what is it called? I'm sorry. The Fishman Tone DEQ. So it's just a preamp and EQ for your acoustic guitar. So I'm really excited to use this thing. I will also do a video on this as well. So this is something, because really I've been just plugging my acoustic straight into the PA, and that would be like whatever PA we're using at that time. You know what I mean? So it's like, okay, well, that PA could be okay, or it could suck. I don't know. I'm not gonna know until I plug into it. So this thing will ensure that my sound does not suck. I hope anyway. So I'm gonna mess around. I'll be doing, and guys, all this gear, I would be doing some more videos on it this week. By the way, real quick, did anybody, you know, talking about gear and that sort of stuff, did anybody catch my last two videos? My last two videos, I went over the new Andy James tonality, the tonality Andy James plugin, and it's by Tone something, and Tone STL. That's the name of the company, Tone STL, or STL Tones. I get those mixed around. But anyway, so I know last week we had a live session here. Actually, it was like 4 or 5 days ago, and we talked about plugins. But yeah, I did 2 videos on that. And if you're into metal tones, I definitely encourage you to go back and watch that. So the first video I did, I think I put that out like either Thursday or Friday. I think I put it out on Friday. That was just the tone itself. I didn't do any talking. Like when you watch a video, you just see me playing guitar and boom, you're hearing some tones. But then I put out a video on Saturday, kind of going more in depth to, you know, those tones, my settings, my personal settings I use, and some of the plugin features as well. Now, I did play the demo free trial version of that plugin. So there's some features that I did not have. Like I didn't have the feature to move the mics around and all that good stuff. So you missed that part, but it was still, I think it was still a really good recording setup. So let me catch up on comments here. Yeah, this dude, you know, Raymond's like, this is a beautiful amp. This is a really nice, especially for acoustic. That just has like an acoustic feel. It's like it screams, hey, play some cool acoustic stuff. It just looks really nice. But dude, this thing is lightweight. I expected it to be heavier, not like heavy metal. That was a bad pun. But no, it's just super lightweight. So I'm really excited to use that. Dave, you're asking me, you saw it, but you don't have a digital recording set up yet. Yeah, dude, you know, I mean, digital recording, I don't want to say that everybody should do it. I don't want to say that. I mean, it's kind of, I don't even want to say it's a standard these days, you know, although a lot of people do the digital recording. But if you're serious about recording, I don't know that it's 100% necessity. My words are mixed up, probably this. Necessity is what I was trying to say. I don't know that this is a necessity across the board because, you know, you've still got the old school way of recording. Now, at some point, you'll probably have to implement the digital in there at some point. So, Dave, I do have, if you go on my YouTube channel, okay, on here, and you just like go to my channel and to do a search. Actually, type in Jason Stallworth and type in my name, and then do home recording studio for metal guitarist. Dave, that will give you everything that you need for studio recording for today's modern era. So definitely go look. In fact, you know what? What I'll do real quick, guys. I'm going to pull up a link for you real quick. Just give me 2 seconds here, guys. Well, 5 seconds. I want to post this because this is a super important video for pretty much anyone who's into software recording. So I am going to copy this. And so I'm typing this in the comments, guys. So if, like, obviously don't look at it right now, but open that in a new browser. Open that link I sent you in a new browser. And you're so welcome, Dave. Dude, definitely, cheers. So open that in a new browser and just pause it for now. I'm not gonna spend too much time on today's video because my phone's probably about to die. I have been sitting on the patio and drinking some brewskis and working a little all day today. So my phone's not been charged. But anyway, real quick, guys, I want to do a recap. So let me read the comments first here, guys. So Manic Murph says, I love Sweetwater. Yeah, I'm a big Sweetwater fan, dude. You just got your 50 watt head. Okay, so you got the 6L6. I will swing this around. I got the EVH 5153 with the EL34. That's my amp. And I just got that a few weeks ago. I have not even really broke that in, guys, because again, I've been waiting to get the pedals. I've been buying things in spurts because, you know, we're all on budgets. I mean, let's just be honest. We're all, you know, if it comes like I got to pay my mortgage or do I buy this new amp? You know what I mean? We're all on budget, so I get that. So I buy my gear in spurts. But yeah, I just now got the gear today that I need to actually record this amp and display that for you guys. So I'm going to be working on that this next week. So I'm hoping to have an EVH video, like a full spectrum of all the sounds, probably by the end of the week next week, or this week rather. So that's coming soon. Let's see what else is here. So Manic Murph says you also sent back your katana head and got the EVH. Yeah, that was probably a good move, dude. I mean, I know nothing against the katana. I think that's my boss, right? So nothing against that, but I mean, if you're looking for like an amp, you know, I would just get a tube amp, guys. You know, I mean, otherwise, just play with plugins or whatever. I mean, if it's going to be an amp, just go ahead and get the real thing. Don't, you know, I've even got, you guys can't see it, but, and you guys have probably heard this before, I've got the Fender Mustang over here, and that's a modeling amp. And actually, for a modeling amp, it sounds pretty good. It's like, wow, you know. Again, I think I told you guys this earlier, but I've even recorded, you know, with that amp, miking that amp before. So it sounds really good, but most modeling amps, most modeling units that are just, you know, I don't know, they just don't really quite get it, you know what I mean? So if that makes sense. At low volumes are fine, but when you start to crank them up, if you're looking to play like a gig somewhere like that, probably not the best thing. So good move on getting the EVH, definitely. Yeah, Manic, I'll be posting some sounds real soon, by this Friday, I hope. So look for that for sure. So guys, I want to run through everything I just got in today's order. So again, the first thing I got in the mail today, I got 3 things from Sweetwater today delivered. I love these days. It's like getting a Christmas present. It's like, yeah, my Christmas stuff came in. But I got a noise gate, the MXR, and it's called Smart Gate, MXR Smart Gate. And that is for my EVH amp. Remember, I've had my EVH amp for about almost 3 weeks now, but I have yet to really play a lot through it. I think I recorded a few clips for Instagram a while back. By the way, if you guys aren't following me on Instagram, make sure you follow me. I'm always putting videos out on there, so definitely follow me there. Just look at my name, Jason Stallworth. I'm easy to find. But yeah, that's the first thing I got in the mail today, the Smart Gate. And again, it's real simple controls, guys. It's one knob. There's a few other settings where you can like kind of dial in a little bit deeper, but I'm like Leonard Skinner. I'm a simple man, no pun intended. But I like just that one knob. Hey, just put the threshold where you want it. So noise gate was number 1. The number 2 thing I got today, and this goes with my EVH amp in my live rig for metal. Okay, is this One Spot Pro here. And again, for those of you who didn't see this earlier, it's got to where you can plug in multiple pedals here. It's a power source for plugging in multiple pedals. So 2 things. It allows you obviously to plug in multiple pedals, so you don't have to like, you know, plug in or use batteries like multiple sources. You can plug all your pedals into this thing, and it also reduces the noise from your pedals. So that's going to be used with my EVH amp as well. Okay. The third and final thing I got, not even related to the metal setup. This is again for my acoustic outings. You know, I'm playing in a side project and I'm playing acoustic in that project. I got the Fishman ToneDeq. And this is just a preamp for your acoustic guitar. Because a lot of times when you're playing acoustic, I don't know about you guys, but when I'm playing acoustic, I like to simplify things. You know, I don't really want to mic an amp for acoustic. I want to just go straight into the board. So I'll go straight into this thing and then this thing to the board. And this will just ensure that I get a really good signal and really good tone going to the board instead of relying on the actual board EQ and settings and all that stuff. I have more control. Plus this has some effects. It's got your, I think it's got like your delay and chorus. Yeah, so it's got reverb, delay, and chorus on here. And you've also got a little booster and compressor as well. So if you're playing something and then you want to just, you know, playing with the band or whatever, and you want to go off on like a little acoustic lead, you can just click the boost pedal, have your volume and compressor cranked up a bit, and then, you know, you'll get a little bit stronger signal that way. So let me run through the comments real quick here, guys. Okay, Manic Murph, you're expecting the noise gate and chorus pedal. Awesome, dude. Yeah, I need a good course. I need a chorus and delay for my EVH amp. I'm still looking to get that soon. I might go used on that. I might like drive around to the pawn shops. I know it kind of sounds kind of sketchy, but hey, you know what? Sometimes you can find good deal in pawn shops because they may not know exactly what they have. And you're like, man, it's like a $200 pedal, but you got it for 50 bucks. Okay, let me make sure it works, and then it's yours. All right, so see the fish climb trees. You went with the isolated Voodoo power supply. I didn't read about the Voodoo power supply, dude. I honestly, I just looked some stuff up and about power supplies, and that Tone, this thing here, the Fishman is, I'm sorry, I'm giving you guys the wrong thing. The One Spot Pro from True Tone is what came up. And then I confirmed it with my Sweetwater rep, you know, Ben Porter. And he was like, yeah, dude, that's definitely a good box to have. But I'm sure, dude, I'm sure the Voodoo power supply is awesome as well. Project bass player and guitar, Craig. You have 2 power units that take 12 volt and 18 volt pedals. That's cool, yeah. So let me go back to this real quick, man. I think this has both of those. So yeah, you've got 9 and 12 volt here. So you've got 2 9 volt ones here, but then you've got several 9 or 12 volts here. And then there's one 18 volt here, so yeah. And again, I have not even used this yet, but I plan on plugging this in this week. But yeah, so it sounds like you might have some more outputs than I do. I don't, guys, I'm kind of a minimalist in gear, you know, like for my live rig, you know, I've got the noise gate. I'm gonna have, I got these 2 pedals here. I'll share this again. I got the noise gate that it came in today, and I've got this overdrive pedal, MXR overdrive pedal, which I got in Pensacola last weekend when we were there last weekend at Blues Angel Music. So those 2 in front of the amp, and you know, in the effects loop, I plan to just have like a delay pedal for my leads, and I might have a chorus. I like some chorus for my clean tones that just like really brings more life to your clean sounds. But in my metal music, I don't have that many clean spots. So, you know, but that's really gonna be it for my pedal board, guys. It's not gonna be anything fancy. And of course, for acoustic, I've got the Fishman Tone DEQ here. So that's it. That is today's order, guys. So I wanted to come on real quick and just let you guys know, like, hey, what I got, and more so why I got each piece of equipment, because I'm hoping that this will, you know, also help you guys, and kind of us talking through these things kind of help us on like what to buy and what not to buy, because man, you can spend a lot, you can rack up some money on, you know, on recording and guitar gear in general. So one of my goals on my channel is, you know, not only to help you guys become better guitarists, you know, I put a lot of lessons out there. I'll have more lessons coming up this week too, by the way. I know I've been focused a lot on tones and gear and that sort of thing lately, but I am going to put more lessons out. But I also want to help you guys and us help each other, and you guys help me as well, you know, kind of like really assess what do we really need for our specific gig, you know what I mean? Because a lot of times we just try to boil the ocean and just, well, I need everything, but really you don't, you know what I mean? It's like really hone in on what is your focus for, you know, the project you're playing with, or the band that you're playing with, or what you're trying to record, you know what I mean? What's your core focus for that? And then really just zone in on, well, what gear do I need for that? And then focus on that. So anyway, Manic Murph says the red channel on the EVH has so much gain. Yes, it freaking does, dude. Holy crap. Wow, yeah, like the EVH, and again, I'm gonna do some more videos on that, several more probably. But yeah, you can turn, I can turn my volume up on that one like high gain channel to like 1, and I'm getting some super saturated tones with, and of course my gain's up, but the volume's only at like 1. And it's still kind of loud in here in my little studio here. But yeah, it's got a tremendous amount of gain, so definitely. All right, guys, so before we part ways here, does anyone have any questions about the gear? Quick rundown once again. My MXR Smart Gate I got today, that's for the EVH amp. I'm going to put that in front to cancel some of that noise out. I get a lot of noise here in the studio. I also got the power supply for your pedals, the One Spot Pro by True Tone. Allows you to connect all your pedals right there. So you just got one power source for all your pedals. And lastly, that's all going with my metal rig. For my acoustic setup, it's completely separate, my Fishman Tone DEQ. So that's like a preamp with some effects on there for your acoustics. So that's what happened today. So I'm just going to see if there's any last questions. And Hans is asking, do you see somewhat equivalent in bias FX compared to your amp and pedals? So I'll tell you, bias FX, and I've had a lot of questions on like bias FX. I even had someone ask me if I play, bias FX live. Here's my thing on plugins versus like hardware, So for playing live, I stick with hardware, and I'll probably always do that. I mean, we never can say what we're going to do, but as of right now, I'm probably always going to stick with just hardware, like a real true amp, miking that amp with my pedals or so forth. Or if I'm playing acoustic, I'll plug this directly into the board. So I'm probably going to always use hardware for live gigs, for playing live. Now, for studio recording, that's where Bias FX and other plugins come in handy, because most of you guys are probably like me. I'm in a small 10 by 11 room up here in my studio, so it's not always feasible to crank up an amp or half stack or whatever to record that guitar, so I use plugins. And plugins are also good for just getting your ideas down. So if you're using things like Bias FX or the Fortin NTS from Neural DSP and whatever else you're using, Amplitude, what's some other ones, Guitar Rig, the studio, I think, is the place for those things, because again, you can like quickly put an idea down, record it, and then you don't forget it. I mean, how many of you have like had this riff idea or song idea or lyrics or whatever, you have it, and it's like 5 minutes later, like, oh crap, what was that? I don't even know what that was, and it's just gone forever. So, plugins are where you can just come up in your studio, plug in real quick, use a virtual amp to record that idea down, or even like I do, record your initial guitar tracks with that. So, that's where plugins come into play for me, things like Bias FX. So yeah, but I don't really compare the two, you know what I mean? I don't really, like, I'm not looking for a plugin to sound like a real amp. I don't care if it sounds like a real amp or not. I just care that it sounds good to my ears. Does that make sense? I could care less, like you've got these plugins that are, this plugin's supposed to sound like a Mesa Boogie, or it's supposed to sound like an Ingle, or whatever. I could care less if it sounds like the real amp. It doesn't matter to me. Does the plugin sound good to my ears, or does it not? If it doesn't, I don't want it. If it does, okay, let's keep it, let's use it. The real amp scenario, again, that's more for live. Now, to further elaborate on that, and I think I said this earlier, I do plan to record my next project with a live amp. However, I will still use plugins to record the initial guitar tracks to that. And I may keep the plug-in tracks, the tracks I record with the plug-in, and then record other tracks with a live amp, and I may keep both of them. Sorry guys, my battery is dying on my phone, but I don't know if you caught that. So I may end up recording, two separate tracks, like record tracks with plugins, record tracks with live amps, and kind of mash them together. So that's, that's an option too. There's like endless options. All right guys, so thank you all for hanging out tonight. I've enjoyed our time together. If you have any questions, just leave them in the comments of this video. I'll keep this video out there for, for the future. So guys, hope you have an awesome evening. Have an awesome week, and until next time, keep it metal.